Meeting to order. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Please hold your comments until the select board chairman, me, opens the agenda items for public comment. When addressing the board, state your full name, both in person and on Zoom. It is suggested that you enter your full name as your ID on Zoom. Minutes, I'll take a motion to approve the minutes from October 21.
Second.
All in favor?
Abstain.
Appointments, recognitions, and resignations. Request appointment of Adam Fraley as a per diem firefighter to the Mount Desert Fire Department effective November 5, 2024, at a starting pay of $25.97 an hour.
Second.
Favor. Request appointment of Brian McClellan as full-time firefighter EMT at the probationary base rate of $29.21 per hour, effective November 5, 2024.
Appointment.
Second.
All in favor.
Yes.
Appointment of Caroline Felkel as election clerk for the November 5, 2024 election.
Move appointment.
Second.
All in favor.
Thank you.
Accept notice of resignation of Jennifer Buchanan effective December 20, 2024.
Move acceptance with regret.
Second that.
Yes.
Is there any type of exit interview? I think we're doing this. Is there any type of exit interview when someone that's been here for a while leaves, just to gather information or anything like that?
Formal process, but they do exist in an informal degree.
Okay.
All in favor? It's too bad. Consent agenda, department reports, Public Works, Highway, Buildings and Grounds, Waste Management, September and October 2024. Treasurer's report, third quarter, investment and earnings performance reports.
For acceptance of the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Did anybody want to pull anything out? All in favor? Any select board reports?
Small thing, we talked about having a holiday party, possibly at the Nor'easter. We should probably set a date.
The Nor'easter's closed too.
Is it closed already?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, well,
I know, we haven't had a lot of whole time to think about it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So busy now we're going into the heat season, so we're not promising that we could pull anything together with this one. Unless the board wanted to take, or we can arrange some free, that would be kind of cool. I know I'm gonna be gone 1 week,
what's that?
so I know I'm gonna be gone 1 week. So, well, I apologize, I just haven't had a whole lot of time to
Right.
think about it and stuff, so. Not to say that this is a great idea.
Well, let me think about it, see if there's an alternative.
Okay, sounds cool.
Unfinished business. Town manager report on meeting with Acadia National Park officials regarding the select board's working waterfront resolution.
Yeah, did I capture that relatively well, Joe?
You did actually, the one thing I questioned, and that was the nearby land swap through COA.
Yeah.
Were you referring to that enclosed piece of land in the Blackwoods? Oh, okay. Toxic, yeah, okay.
Which presents. Yeah, I've tried to record that as best I could. And try to get the highlights of where we go. In the interim, I did go with Mr. Smith last week over to the quarry room. And we did walk down the quarry road down to his, with the aid society, but his fish house, which is down 20 yards maybe, yeah. So I think one of the real issues around that, I think one of the kind of perhaps lesser known tragedies about the whole 36 land swap is that those trails went over to the park, and those were village working trails. Basically, the way Otter Creek is located is you've got that big high bluffs all around the harbor. And so the fishermen would use those trails to go down and access down to their fish houses or down to the little moorings or whatever they had that way. And so that's one of the unfortunate parts of those trails would never have gone over into Acadia Park were it not for that, for the 36 land swap. So the dilemma is we're not going to be able to recapture those trails. I mean, if you look at the boundary legislation, it takes a pound of flesh to get a sliver like we're looking for. It'll take the whole damn carcass to get those trails back. So I don't see that happening. So how can we arrange to get usage so that people can use those trails in their traditional way and still have them maintain being property of Acadia National Park? I think that's the conundrum that we need to work on. And I can see where it's not very useful right now to be able to transport any sort of fishing gear down to that fish house because the culvert has been removed, and you couldn't access a vehicle. You couldn't even access like an all-terrain vehicle or anything at that particular time. And then if you go down the road, there's been ditches put on either side of it, I'm assuming for drainage purposes. And so those make it a little bit difficult. So how do you get that to the point where those could be theoretically usable if somebody wanted to fish out there and wanted to take traps and things down? Not very practical. So that's, I think, one of the real items that we need to somehow think about in our next meeting is to what degree can we recapture use of those without recapturing ownership?
Yeah, it's a lot of real estate,
Yeah,
because that road is actually kind of a switchback that goes down.
and Blackwood's, we go
Yeah.
all around it, yeah.
Are you talking about the quarry road?
The quarry road.
Yeah.
And I don't know, Rick, who uses that. Does the park encourage a lot of use of that as a hiking trail for their visitors? I have
People
no
use it,
idea.
people.
Well, the quarry path is, yeah,
Yeah,
but they sort of took it out of play when they put that big drainage ditch in next to it
yeah, but when we come.
yeah.
There might be room for quid pro with them with regard to the quarry road. If we have the opportunity to have them recognize that, yes, the town does own the quarry. To do what we can as far as returning it to its original, where maybe ATVs could bring
Yeah,
gear in there
yeah,
and walk on those walking trails. And if those are now pretty much indentured to the park, then fine, let them go. We just wanna walk across them and bring stuff down to the shore,
exactly.
If they're willing to give a little on the quarry road so that we can reclaim that
Yeah.
back to its original width and purpose, who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe in the next meeting, we'll have some wiggle.
Yeah, I think that's a good topic to try to bring up at that time, because it's been years since I've been down there before.
Yeah.
So this is the first, I thought it was very interesting. I can see where people of the village regret losing that. And somehow we've got to get a better usage if we're gonna have any chance of having what we call a working waterfront. I saw Steve's operation, he showed me where he ties up his skiff and stuff, and it, at a high tide, it's pretty much right there, you could easily fish out of that fish house with a small skiff there, providing you could get the gear down to it. So,
Yeah, is that the fish house inside the causeway or the one outside?
the lead side,
Yeah,
yeah. So, and we also agreed, can't remember, they need to go over there and look, go over Avenue about the vista cutting areas. We need to know what cutting regulations we'd be subject to due to the shoreline zoning. division, so I wanted to get that done before we have a second meeting, so probably sometime this month, we should try to do that. And the third part was the park had agreed to take a look at leasing options. Right now, they're under the impression that the only way that they can lease land is for pollution control facilities. But they were going to examine to see if their leasing authority may be a little bit broader than that. And I think if it isn't, we need to perhaps pursue the point is what would it take then for them to be allowed enhanced leasing? Does that requires that an act of like the Interior Department, or does that have to go to Congress to give them authority? I have no idea of this morning, but didn't really want to pursue that because I wanted to find out exactly what the regulations were. So I thought it was overall a good meeting, but there's a lot of work to do, and there's a lot of questions that need to be answered, but the idea of pursuing sediment testing, hopefully before the bad weather comes in, so we'll know what's in the shore there. And the other thing we thought was positive was that there was a big discussion about the green crab situation inside the causeway. Green crabs like brackish water, which means that the reduced tidal flow would enhance, their habitat. But there's also been an interest, it sounds like the park as well, is to restore some sort of a clam presence down there, assuming that it isn't all toxic, which we'll find that answer pretty quick. So enhanced water flow would be necessary for clams, so somehow that causeway would have to have the tidal flow increase in order to be able to chase the green crabs out of there and get the clam. So that seems to be a point of agreement
Yeah,
that that was positive. So, yeah, I think that's what we brought up all the topics and we brought up some sort of plan to continue to pursue them. So I think it's hopefully within the next month or two, we'll be ready for our next meeting, take the next steps, just keep going from there. But we're further for 6 or 7 months.
It seemed like there was some forward momentum.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, from the way it was at Scudic, where it was pretty,
Yeah.
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 this was better.
Yeah, I think there was really, interest in taking what, you folks voted for a resolution. I think the park officials are taking that seriously. And I believe they like, that's their ability to try and, accommodate that. So then we have to decide is how do we help them get whatever authority they need to further accommodate it, because it does look like their local authority is fairly limited. That they're subject to the Boston, Washington, Congress, that sort of a hierarchy, so, which is not easy. So anyway, I thought it was a good meeting. We've got a lot of more work to do, but I think at least we're on the road, not as far down as we want to be. So anyway, that was good. Thank you for taking the time to listen to it.
thank you.
Thank you for the report.
Yeah.
Sounds promising.
Right, finalized dates for third-party funding presentations in February 2025.
Your meeting, as we mentioned last time, fall on the week of school break. I believe it's the 17th is when your normal meeting would be. So I think the last.
It will be the 18th.
Oh, the 18th, because President's Day. So if you wanted to bump it, I think the last 2 years you bumped it to the following week out, to the 24th or 25th, which is Monday and Tuesday. I also didn't know if you wanted to do the third-party presentations on a separate meeting than your business meeting, or if you wanted to have it all at once.
We've done it on 2 nights.
In the past, but the last year
We just did one night.
we did one night because several have been moved over to the MOUs, and if you're
Mhm,
moving
that's right.
more of them, then the list is gonna be even shorter.
Mhm. I think it's worked all right to have it on that second meeting of the month, February. That's when
So
we
you
talked
want it
about,
on the 18th?
I mean, what do you guys think?
School vacation.
And you were suggesting maybe put it on the 24th. But we also have the 10th. And I am still not clear on whether people leaning towards having a regular business meeting plus the third party request night, or trying to put them together. So either event, the dates we have available, other than the 18th or the 10th and the 24th.
I would say not to do it on the 10th, because the deadline's usually the end of the first week of February, which is the 7th, and it wouldn't allow me to get things out to you guys in the public.
Okay. 24th works.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, so did you want to do a regular business meeting plus third party?
Well, that would be an extra meeting, the 24th.
No.
Oh, you mean you're talking about just not have the meeting on the 18th
Yeah.
altogether?
No meeting on the.
Okay,
And we could use that in case we get behind, because.
Yeah.
Right, something.
yeah,
yeah,
okay,
That would be available to bring back.
okay for me.
That's fine with me.
okay.
How many third-party requests typically are there?
Well, some years it's been almost 40, but we've gone down, I would say, probably maybe near 25 or 30.
And 5 of those now have agreed, so they're not part of that 25 to 30.
No, that would be bringing it down to 25 or 30, because 5 could be.
So we're just paying 30 requests.
Maybe, I don't know,
I just think it's a big number. I mean, there's a lot of money that's being spent, and it's a decision to make. And it's hard when each organization only gets 43 seconds to make their presentation and not have any questions asked. I don't think it's,
I think what they've done in the past is when we used to split it, it was about 20 per night. So I don't know if you wanna take a look at where we're at once you do your MOUs this year and see how many, and maybe split it to 2 nights or just do them all in one. I don't know.
Like, would the 2 nights be the 24th and the 25th?
That's what I was thinking, because
If we had
Wednesday's the
to-
planning board and,
Because the 24th, we're also gonna have
Business
Business,
meeting,
yeah.
so you could do the business meeting on the 24th and do the third party on the 25th, or you can split it. I just need to know so that I can put the application
Right.
together.
Right,
Yeah, that sounds like the best plan.
Okay, which,
The big night, second night,
Okay.
being the night that goes on the application.
okay, so the second night is third party funding only and the first night is business only.
right,
Yeah,
Okay,
I think that-
yeah, fine.
Okay,
T. New business, discussion of Great Harbor Maritime Museum third-party funding request MOU.
we'll,
I just say that I think that we should arrange an MOU for funding the operation of the restrooms.
Which is,
Would agree.
You know, I think that's pretty simple, cut and dry.
All visitors who come to the town of Denver. And we, it belongs outside of the third party request process.
I agree.
motion,
Yeah,
so move.
second. Any discussion?
how will we just, we'll base it on those.
They'll give us a,
It's right there.
What they've done.
It's in the budget. It's pulled out.
They moved,
Yeah.
Yeah,
County.
all right.
So
Yeah.
you decided on Great Harbor, but you still have the Historical Society and you have the, favorite.
Right.
So
Let's just vote on this and get this.
Okay, so.
Yeah. Second.
All in favor? Okay. Now. Authorize Public Works Superintendent to solicit competitive bids to equip a 2025 International cab and chassis with a new dump body and plowing equipment.
Move authorization.
Second.
All in favor? Request authorization to accept a $20,000 conditional gift from the Community Development Corporation for expenses associated with the operation of the skating rink as outlined in memo from May Weiler, Finance Director.
Move authorization.
Second.
All in favor?
And the condition is that $20,000 is spent for the skating rink, is that correct?
Correct. Only for the skating rink's operation.
Thank you.
But, open it up for public comment. All right. Hearing none. Any other business? No, all right, here we are for the exciting part. Treasurer's warrants, approval and signature town invoice AP 2531 in the amount of $219,314.24.
Move approval and signature.
Second.
All in favor? Approval and signature state fees and payroll benefits and town payroll. AP 2528, AP 2529, and PR 2509 in the amount of $294,217.
Move signature.
Second.
All in favor?
One abstention.
Acknowledgement, school invoices, school payroll PR 09 in the amount of, and voided disbursements PR 2530 in the amount of $207,184.63.
Move acknowledgement.
Second.
All in favor? Motion to adjourn?
So move.
Second.
You know, I just said a note from Willie saying the acoustics are terrible, but thank you very much. So thanks you guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Put record in.